Right, here, this one is my dad's, and this is my brother's. Got an old Hornby austerity, I believe, and an old mainline 56. Now, this had been really detailed and beautifully done many years ago, and we didn't really want to get rid of it. So I've took the body off, and this is how old it is. A motor on that. Now that is an old one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a stay alive in it and put it to DCC, clean it up, but maybe put a couple of LEDs in there as well. But it's detailed at both ends, and it's also got the little hook on here. For what it is, I'd say not to pull anything. It'll just be for moving around in the shed, and I think it looks brilliant. And this one, I'm also going to put in a DCC decoder and stay alive, but I'm using this book. Now, I've had this for donkey's years, and to be honest, it's actually helped me out quite a lot. But while I was looking in it, it tells you how to fit a decoder to it. So I'm going to try to find a way of squeezing the stay alive in, but I think it'll be a nice little project to do. I love doing little things that kind of wind me up and can't get it done right. So I've done a few old Hornby locos, so I thought I'd move on to one of these. So these are the next two projects I've got on the go, and we'll see how we get on with these. Well, in this part, we're going to be taking this Hornby austerity, and we're going to put a decoder in it. So while I've been looking through my old books, I found this one, and it is absolutely brilliant, and it has in it how to do decoder fitting. Oh, must be a mistake. It's a J94 tank, which I thought was austerity. My problem. So what we got is take this apart, follow the instructions, and see what we're left with. And also I'm going to give it a bit of a dust because it's a bit dusty. So I'll get my tools and we'll make a start. So I've got my screwdriver. So according to the instructions, there is a screw in the chimney that you take out. That's that one. And then there's two under the cab, one here and one here. And then that should come away like that. So that's the body off. And we'll get the other screw out. So that's the two screws out, and then you're left with that. So we need to get this off, and also there's a weight in here, and I'm not going to get the stay alive in there, so I've got to find another way. So we'll get the metal weight out. There we go, and there it is, the old motor. So looking at what we got for space wise, this is the stay alive I've got, and I don't think it's going to fit, but we can have a look and see what we have, because that goes in there. You've got that metal weight that goes in there, so we've got to find somewhere for this, because the rest of the space is all taken up. And now the only way that will fit in there is if I cut away all the screw bits to hold it in. So this will be an interesting one, but what I might do is just see what we can do first, get the decoder fitted, because that should fit in there. But if it won't fit, I do have a spare lot of decoders, so we can definitely have a play around with some, because it does say in here there's a Digitrax decoder they use, so we can play around, but we'll see what space we got. So I'm going to take this parts out and have a look to see what space we've got. So there's all the wiring underneath. Lift that panel out as well. So that's the panels that hold the motor in place. And here we go. So it's definitely an old motor. Don't think I could replace that, to be honest. But all the wiring is all there. So we just got to take the unsolder the wires off the motor, and then see what we're left with. Right, I've managed to do the soldering. It was a bit tricky, so I did it off camera. I've managed to get the motor wires soldered up and the pickups of the decoder, so that is now all done. So all that matters now is to try to get this back in, but I have noticed that is very dry in there, so before I can do anything, I'm just going to put a load of this molly grease in, just so it can soak up, and then what we'll do is when we turn it over and take the bottom plate out, we'll put a bit of oil on the axles, just so it helps. So it's simple enough, just drop the motor in there like that, and then this retaining bar just literally sits in there, and then all we've got to do is put the screws back in. So that is now in, so that's holding. So now all we've got to do is just get this plate, and that fits against the motor in there. I know that wire normally goes through the hole, but I'm just trying to make life a little bit easier for myself. And we'll get the last screw in. What I would do if it wouldn't jump out. Alright, so that is basically all wired up. I gave it a quick test, so I know it works. And this decoder should fit in there. So we've just got to sort out where this is going. So it's actually not bad. I mean, this is quite weighty. So the other thing to do is to cut that off. But what I'm thinking, for a better idea, is to fill a lot of this up with the liquid lead and see if that will help. Definitely the tender, if I can get that weight out of there, I'm going to see if I can just chuck loads of liquid lead in there. But I don't want it to tip the loco, so ideally we need as much as we can on the inside. So if I can work out how much lead shot to make that, then we should be on a winner, but we will see. So I'm going to have a ponder and see what we're doing, and then we're going to fix the weighting. Well, I've sussed where the stay alive's going. I've managed to trim a few bits of plastic that is 1 bar across this bracket, and then there was 2 bits inside. I've trimmed them right down, and I've trimmed some of the casing of the Stay Alive and put some Krypton tape around it, and it fits in perfectly. So this does mean this is not going to be used. So where the chimney is screwed in, that will now get glued in, and hopefully I've got a load of lead shot I'm going to put in the top, and I'm going to find some more lead plates so I can put one over that, put some padding over it, put the decoder on top, and then hopefully that will all sit in there nicely with all the added weight. So I'm going to start putting more shot in, load it up, make an indent so that this doesn't get caught up, and then hopefully, cross fingers, it should all go together. So I'm gonna have a play around with getting the weight sorted out, and afterwards it really does need a service, so we're going to turn it over and clean all the wheel sets, clean all the pickups, and make sure everything else runs fine. But it does move, it does work, it's just sort these issues. So as soon as I've got the weight sorted out, we'll come back to it. Right, after a lot of fiddling and mucking around, I've managed to fill the top with all liquid lead and lead shot, and the liquid gravity from Dulux Materials as well. And hopefully once that's dry, that will fit over that, and that will keep that nice and secure. I've managed to leave the weight in the back there, so that's all good. And then once that's all dry, put it on, and then hopefully I'll be able to turn it upside down and we'll give it a good service. But once this is all dry, I will seal it, and then once it's all sealed, that'll all be sorted. So remove the big weight, and this is more weight than that, so that'll still have its pulling power, which is all good. So all I've got to do now, wait till she's dry, and then we'll come back to her. Alright, this has taken a bit longer to dry because of the falling temperature in here. It's not drying as quick as I thought, so I'll put that to one side, and then I'm just going to fix the cab on just so it protects all the detail in there, and we'll just fit the screws on, and then we'll make a start on the service and get it running. I have tested it and it does run really well. I just hope it runs once I've put it all back together. So that's those screws in, so at least that protects all the detail bits in there now. So we've got several screws on here, so we'll get the couplings taken off first, put them to one side, and then we have this. So yeah, sorry for the flickering again, it's now my old lamp, I think it's on the way out. So we'll take 2 end ones out, and I think I get that and that. So I always sort of put them in line to where they are so I don't forget where the screws go. There we go. Now then, is this going to come out? No, got one more there. Okay, there's more screws holding this on than anything. So that goes there, and there's one right down the bottom there, which I'm definitely not going to get out. So hoping, there you go. So that's the base off. and yeah, that is dry. So all of this in here, it's all dry and definitely needs a bit of a clean up. So we got the isopropyl alcohol, and we are going to give them a good clean. I'll do this off camera because it may take me a while, and then we'll put it back together. Right, she's all cleaned up, got all the gunk out of there, put a bit more oil and grease in, cleaned all the pickups along the wheels. There is one that is just slightly not touching the wheels, so I'm going to have to sort that out. But this is all ready now, so we can put this ball back. So just drop that one in there. And then, because I put the screws exactly where they go, I can't go wrong with putting them in the wrong place now. It's fairly straightforward, nice and simple. IPA or isopropyl alcohol, that really does clean everything up. So I shall get this on the wheel cleaner that I've got. Use the Dulux materials, sorry, Track Magic, and that will clean the wheels up lovely. So I'll get that running on there, and probably do a shot of it running, and then hopefully we can start putting the whole thing back together. Alright, well, we're finally ready to put it together. So the cab and the boiler just slide into place like so. Just push it up and that's in there. These little rods do come out, so all you got to do is just feed them back in. If it's a bit difficult, take this back out again, and then literally find the hole. There we go. And it is literally just slides. Nice and simple. With all that weight in there as well, we can then drop this onto the loco. And that will sit in there. Absolutely lovely. So all we've got to do is tighten her up, put all the screws in, and then get her running. Also what I've done, I've changed the coupling, modified a Bachmann, not an M coupling, a replacement for like an older mainline one. Took the wings off of it and screwed it on. So instead of having these big chunky ones, it's got a nice thin one. So let's clear some stock off. Let's get her running. Well, what do you reckon, eh? It's not bad. It's an old Hornby model and it's only a 3 spindle motor. So I did look at a replacement, but I couldn't really find one that would fit. So in all, it was an actual not bad conversion to DCC. I found room for the stay alive quite easily. Yes, I had to remove the whole weight out the boiler, but after filling it with lead shot and liquid gravity, it's not bad. It's running. There are a few little teething problems, as you can tell. The motor is making a noise. It's all had a full service. It's all been stripped down, redone, cleaned, greased, oiled. So I'm sort of just let it run in and see what happens. Hopefully it will die down. But yeah, it's great. So I followed the booklet and this is what I've got, and it runs. It's a lovely little loco, and I'll just be using it for like the odd Mark 1 or some coal wagons, and that's it. So it's a great little thing. Most of it cost me, the decoder cost me 25. The loco was obviously my dad's, and the rest of it is bits and bobs I already have. So really, for a 30 quid extra, it's not bad, and I think it runs fine. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this might help someone. If not, just watch it and have a laugh. But take care, and please like and subscribe to the channel. It all helps with everything on YouTube. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. I've enjoyed it, and I've got one more to go yet. So I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Goodbye for now.